Hello everyone, I'm here with you today showing off my Schleich animal collection. Before you say it, I know that it's not pronounced Schleich, it's pronounced Schleck, but my family and I have always said Schleich ever since I was a little kid, and I'm just going to stick with my habits, so Schleich it is. Um, so you might be wondering, why do I have all these specific animals together right now? Well, to my knowledge, these were the ones that I got originally. These are the first animals that I got. They came in a pack together when I was like 4 or 5. I got them for Christmas one year, and that just started an addiction. So, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show off all of my animals, and I'm going to group them in like the kind of animals that they are. So, without further ado, let's do it. Because I'm biased, I'm going to start with my favorite animal and its friends, the African elephant and its fellow pachyderms. So, like I said, I got this one first, but I remember getting this guy. One day I was at the park with my friends, and my mom stopped by and said, "Hey, look, I got you the African elephant." And that was just one of those things that sometimes would happen is my mom would show up and she'd be like, "I got you a Schleich animal," and it was always a good time. I remember the rhino. I was reading the Magic Treehouse book, and my mom came home with it. So yeah, as it is probably clear, these are a very big part of my childhood. So yeah, one of the biggest groupings that I've got are the cats, specifically big cats. Like I said, I started with the lion, and the tiger, of course, too. But I've acquired these over the years. I've definitely had this other tiger for a really long time. Same with the cheetah, and I think the leopard I've had for a good amount of time too. Oh, the jaguar. I think the jaguar was another one where I was reading the Magic Treehouse book, and my mom showed up with it. So yeah, big cats. I'm always going back and forth between which one's my favorite. I think right now I'm just going to say the jaguar, which helps because this one looks really cool. Well, it's raining while I'm filming this, so, cats, and now we've got dogs, cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. Well, anyway, I've got the gray wolf, which I think is the one that I've had the longest out of these guys. Pretty sure the Arctic wolf I got last year. The fox I've had for a good amount of time too. I think out of all of these, the fox is probably my favorite, but it's also because the foxes are some of my favorite animals. I love foxes. Anytime I see a fox in real life, it's always a good day when I see a fox. I think for the purpose of this group, I'm going to have to lift my camera up. So these are our hooved ungulates. I think that's what they're called. But big group of guys. As you can see, they all have hooves. I think this guy is my most recent one, the ibex. So yeah, zebra was one where zebra is one that I can remember getting really early on in my life. I was probably like 5 or 6. The giraffe I've had for a good amount of time. Um, the horse is interesting because Schleich actually has like a whole series of horses that they've done. This is just the one that I happen to get. I kind of want to get like another one, but I probably won't go too crazy into collecting all the horses just because I don't need that many horses in my life. Can you believe I almost forgot the warthog? Get in there. Of course, I have to talk about the primates. All of our primate friends, our great apes over here, and some monkeys right here, and a lemur right here. So we love our apes, our primates, all our guys. I kind of wish that Schleich would make more like actual monkeys. I can't really think of a lot of monkeys that they have. I also really wish that they would re-release the ringtail lemur because that's my personal favorite lemur, and I've never been able to find that one for cheap. But yeah, apes, monkeys, lemurs. One of the longest existing groups of animals that I have, birds. Of course, birds have been around for millions and millions and millions and millions of years. Speaking of which, I used to have a lot of Schleich dinosaurs, but as a kid, I just gave them away for some reason, so I don't have any dinosaurs right now. I think one of these days I'll get into them, but they're super expensive. They're like double the price of the regular ones. But that's besides the fact. Birds. I remember as a really long time as a kid, I always wanted the ostrich. I don't even think they made an ostrich when I was younger, but when I saw one was being sold secondhand, I swooped that guy up. Um, so yeah, I think the one that I probably had the longest is the penguin. And then actually the most recent one, ironically enough, that I have is the rockhopper penguin that I got a couple weeks ago. So yeah, birds. I was tempted to start this by singing the bare necessities, but I'm not going to do that. So here, bears. We got bears. As you can see, some of my bears, especially the panda and the polar bear, have a lot of wear and tear on them because I've had these since I was a child. A lot of them, so a lot of them have wear and tear from when I used to play with them. Fun fact about this panda: it may not even be my panda because I had a neighbor as a kid who also had some animals, and we'd play together a lot. And she might have taken my panda. I might have taken her panda. Who knows? But I got two of them. Gonna have to look at the camera for this one shot too. For the sake of time, I included the reptiles and the amphibians together. So here are all those guys. I think the oldest one that I have is definitely the crocodile. So as you can see, he's pretty old. I kind of want to get the new crocodile. It's got like a different color scheme, and its mouth opens and closes like the alligator. As you can see, it can open and close its mouth. So that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I think the most recent one of these that I got was the sea turtle, which is kind of weirdly small, but that's besides the point. I wish Schleich would make more snakes. I think besides this, they have like one or two other snakes. But one of the snakes is in like a multi-pack with an alligator, and I don't really know if I want to get that. So reptiles and amphibians. Now here we have the weird mammals. They're weird because they lay. Well, this guy lays eggs, platypus, but they do birthing in a weird way. I think all these three. I'm pretty sure wombats are marsupials, but anyway, these three are marsupials, and so as you can see, they have pouches. So that's weird. Here's another weird group of guys. I don't really know what I would call this group. These three are rodents. At least I'm pretty sure the beavers are rodents. I think these three are pretty closely related. Sloths, I think, are kind of related to armadillos and anteaters, and then aardvarks are kind of their own thing. But yeah, I'm surprised. Honestly, it took this Schleich this long to make a capybara. I'm pretty sure this only came out a couple of weeks ago. But it's cool that they finally did one. So yeah, shout out to miscellaneous carnivore animals. Um, Again, just another random hodgepodge group that I have because they don't really fit neatly with anyone else. I love the raccoon, another one of my favorite animals. Speaking of favorite animals, we have the octopus, which is another one of my favorites. Um, these guys are just kind of all invertebrates that I've put together. But not only is the octopus one of my favorite animals, but also this figure is one of my like. Check this out. Also, gotta flex my world map, but like, oh my gosh, this guy is like awesome. What an awesome figure! Like if I had to like only keep like three of these guys, he would be like top three. And then recently, Schleich made the starfish, and it like changes color. I haven't tried it yet, but I know that if you dip it in water, it changes color. So that's pretty cool. Before I show off the final group of animals, here are all the babies. Um, some of these I've had for super duper long time. Like again, baby panda, and then the baby white tiger were like my first figures. Um, Baby giraffe is the only one that I've ever broken, again, from playing with it a lot. But thankfully, I haven't broken any other ones. I remember as a kid, some of these guys are like one of the first figures that I got. Like this elephant, I'm pretty sure came in like a pack of babies. Actually, I think the baby zebra came in that same pack. But like I said, I got like a baby pack where they had a bunch of baby animals. Um, I know this one isn't technically a baby animal; it's like a juvenile. But it's weird because I think they've only made a juvenile version of this animal. Now you might think, hold on, let me find it. You might think that this is like, oh, it's a baby version of the Thompson gazelle, but it is not. It is its own thing. They look similar, but I'm pretty sure this is a gazelle, and this is either an antelope or an impala. So, oops. So yeah, so they're similar, but they're not the same. I group the babies together because I just don't really have a lot of space, so I just kind of put them off in their own group. Um, so yeah, baby animals. I don't really think that I'm going to be buying more of these. I used to like want to get all the babies, with the parents, but I just don't really, I don't really care that much about them anymore. So sorry, babies. And last but not least, this group of aquatic animals. I wish I could say that they were, all cetaceans, but this great white shark is really messing things up for me. But yeah, I was really like indecisive about whether or not I wanted to get the like aquatic animals for a long time. But recently, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I might as well. So yeah, I got these guys. I think I'd like to get, I think they have like one or two more sharks. I think they have a hammerhead, so I'd like to get that eventually. I know they've got a couple other different whales that I'll probably get eventually. But yeah, like I said, I was kind of against getting these, but eventually I was like, you know what, I really want them, so I got them. So here we have the blue whale, the biggest animal in history of the world, surprisingly still. The dolphin, kind of small for what I would have liked. Kind of sometimes the proportions between the animals are a little off, but what can you do? I really had to back up to get them all in the shot. So yeah, here's my Schleich animal collection. It's pretty big. I got a lot of them. I think the last time I counted, I have like 120. So I'm going to say that I have 120-ish. Um, but yeah, I'm really really like my collection. Like I said, I've been collecting for over 20 years now. I don't intend on stopping. There's quite a few of the wildlife series that I'm still looking to get. I don't really know if I'm still going to get the babies. Um, but yeah, I'm going to get some of those. Like I said, I'm going to get more of the aquatic ones. I'll probably eventually get more into the farm life and the dinosaurs. Um, so yeah, I'll be spending hundreds of more dollars on these guys in the future. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll make another video when I have 200 of them. So here are all of my animals on the shelf. Don't judge the dustiness of my shelf. You might be saying to yourself, why do you have them, displayed like with the specific ones they've displayed? To that I say, I don't know. Usually I have them displayed like either by area that they live in or by like species, like kind of how I displayed in the video. Like originally this was my African animal shelf. This is pretty much my everything else, and then this is my Arctic and marine shelf. But this time I just decided to put them back in kind of a weird way. I don't know. I just kind of threw them in there. It's kind of nice to reorganize things every once in a while. So, Schleich Animals. Thanks for watching.